Alycats and new viewers. So today is another installment of Inside Alyssa White. That was a really bad accent, I'm sorry. But if you don't know what Inside Alyssa White is, that's where you ask me questions and I answer them. And you can ask me anything you can think of, but please be nice. And I answer it in the next installment. You can either leave questions in the comment box here or tweet me at LyssaRee with the hashtag Inside Alyssa White, and I'll answer your questions in the next video. So let's just get started. Imagination. I'm sorry, I'm weird. First up is from 6060766, and he asks, have you been to any tours / seen music artists live? I've only been to one concert my whole entire life, and that was when I was still going to church, when I was with my college-age youth group, and we went to go see Hillsong. And Hillsong's not your typical Christian music group, they're more pop rock, and it was a really fun time. I had a good time, and even though I'm not Christian anymore, I'm agnostic now, I still have really fond memories of that time. So that's the only concert I've ever been to, but I'd love to go to more. It says Sarah asks, what mythical creature would you have as a pet? Mythical creature I'd have as a pet? Definitely a dragon. A tame dragon, but a dragon, because, come on, I could fly around on it and avoid traffic, it could breathe fire, and if someone pissed me off, I could just be like, Dracarys! And they'd be burnt to a smoldering pile of ashes. I'm so friendly. She also asks, what was your worst irrational fear as a kid? I would say it's still the same one as today, and that's the fear of vomiting. I have emetophobia, and it ruins your life, trust me. It's stupid, but it really does. It makes you afraid of food, of restrooms, of going outside. It's just one of the worst fears imaginable. Robert Payne asks, what type of toys do you like the most, whether it be Transformers, Power Rangers, etc.? I don't really collect a lot now. The things I do collect are action figures, and they're usually like just from franchises I enjoy, such as Game of Thrones, Mass Effect, stuff like that. The DC characters such as Harley Quinn and Catwoman. I just like action figures mostly. I do still collect Funko Pops, but just of characters I enjoy now. So I don't really collect toys or collectible items as much as I used to, but those are the ones I do collect. And he also asks, do you like flea markets and do you like to trade with people? There's only one flea market in my town and it sucks, so I don't really have a lot of experience with flea markets. Trading, I only trade with people I trust, plus I'm very picky about the condition of the items. Like, books can't have smears or stains or tears in them. They can't be like super cracked on the spine. Movies or games or whatever, the discs have to be basically pristine. No scratches, no smudges, no fingerprints, nothing. So I'm very picky, so I'm not fun to trade with. Intimidation asks, what games and features would you like to see on the Nintendo Switch? Seeing that I haven't been a Nintendo gamer for the majority of my life because, long story short, my uncle raised me playing PlayStation and Sony games and stuff, I would love to see a Legend of Zelda on the Switch, which we're obviously getting in Breath of the Wild. I would think a game like Captain Toad, that game was super fun on the Wii U, so another game like that would be awesome. I would love to see a Bayonetta 3. Don't know if that would ever happen, but that would be so cool because I love Bayonetta. I'm just up for anything, basically. Least favorite horror movies? Lake Dead. It's terrible. Don't watch it. It's a sci-fi B-movie, and it's seriously the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate The Shining. I know most people love it, but I absolutely hate it with a passion. I also hate Shaun of the Dead, which is not really a horror film, but it's a horror comedy. I hate Shaun of the Dead. I know I'm getting tons of dislikes right now, I'm sorry. And his last question is, if you could have been a fly during the process and backstage conversations of one movie, what would it be? I have to say, I'd like to be a fly on the film Pan's Labyrinth. Like, I would love to have seen what went on because that was like Guillermo del Toro's make or break moment. This film was basically like, if it failed, he would have been like, no longer have been able to have been a director. But it's just such a fascinating film. It's so beautiful. The practical effects were gorgeous, and I would have loved to have seen the production of the film. I hope I'm saying your name right, but Doongie Forever asks, what was the first fandom you got into? This is easy. It was as a child, Sailor Moon, because my uncle used to tape the Sailor Moon for me during Toonami, like if they'd show it late at night. He'd tape it, and he'd tape a whole week's worth of Sailor Moon episodes on a tape, and when I would go to see him Monday morning, he'd give me a tape, I'd watch an episode a night for a week, and then the next Monday I'd get a fresh tape with fresh episodes. So I was huge into Sailor Moon. My OTP was Tuxedo Mask and Sailor Moon. I wanted to be Sailor Moon. I had basically every action figure. I had every comic book besides issue number 1. If anyone ever wants to send me issue number 1 of the classic Sailor Moon comic book series, I'd love you forever. I had all of the novels they made. I had all of the movies on VHS tapes. It was just, I was so obsessed. And the last question is from Derek Tyler over on Twitter, and he asks, are you a fan of Green Day? Not really. I like a few of their songs, like Wake Me Up When September Ends, Boulevard of Broken Dreams, American Idiot, but I'm not a huge fan of Green Day. They're not terrible, but they're not my favorite band ever. So those were all the questions for this installment. If you'd like to ask me anything at all, leave it either in the comment box down below or tweet at me with the hashtag #InsideAlyssaWhite. If you liked the video, please leave me a like. Let me know what you thought down below along with your questions. If you liked the video, please share it. That helps me out a ton. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, there will be a floating face over here, and you can just click it and I'll subscribe you to my channel. And also, if you see a bell down below next to where it says subscribe, click that bell so you're always notified of my videos. If you'd like to follow me on social media sites, they can be found in the description box down below. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kisses. Bye!